Hi there, I'm Nancy from Black Sheep Knitting in Needham, Massachusetts. I'm sitting here in my yarn shop in downtown bustling Needham, just outside of Boston. And we do this weekly podcast to help you, to answer questions, to help you become a better knitter, to show you what's going on in the shop, to make announcements about workshops and classes. And I have a few announcements. One, we are starting a new class in store class, and you can be a beginner any level, and it's going to be on Tuesdays starting March 12th from 1:30 to 3:30. So you can call the shop to sign up. Our classes run in 8-week sessions all year round. So you can pay for one session and you can keep going forever, or just one session, that's up to you. But they are 8 weeks. And you can work on anything you want. We're happy to help you learn new things. Start, if you have a pattern that looks a little difficult, we can get you moving on that. Not a problem. If you want to learn new techniques, we're happy to do that. Come and knit with friends. It's a great atmosphere in here with knitters in these classes, and we have a lot of them, but the ones that we have are full. Although I know if you're interested, I think there are openings in the Monday night class, which is 6:30 to 8:30, and in the Wednesday night class from 7 to 9. And I think those are the only openings we have at the moment, other than this new Tuesday class. So sign up. Speaking of classes, the amazing Maureen will be back in April to start teaching crochet. And I proposed to her, she has in the past done a beginner class in the mornings. Her afternoon class is generally filled with the people they've been knitting in this class for quite some time, and they are a more advanced group. What I did last year and would like to do again, and I am going to do it again, is a beginner class, a 4-week beginner class beginning on Thursdays at 1:30 to 3:30, and it'll be March 4th, 11th, 18th, and 25th. And you can call the shop to sign up for that. You can be, you probably should be a rank beginner. But my hope is that then Maureen will add an extra class, and the people who are beyond an absolute beginner could join her second class, which would be on a Saturday morning. But we don't have that firmed up yet. We can let you know. But if you'd like to sign up for this crochet class, you can call the shop and do that. And we provide a beginner crochet book that I think is excellent for people to, as a reference. You can almost teach yourself from that. So we kind of follow what goes on in that book. The other very exciting thing is that Bruce Weinstein is coming back, and we couldn't be more thrilled. He's going to do some woven stitches, and he's going to start off, and if you've done the woven stitches classes with him before, you learn sort of new techniques and these new stitches to use for any project that you want to do. I think he will have he'll provide, I think, a project, but he'll let you know how you can work them into a scarf or a pillow or a throw. The first one, he's going to start the morning off with a delicious double linen stitch, he calls. The reverse side is gorgeous as the front. Bring a DK weight yarn in a variegated color for best results. Then he'll move on to the most woven of all woven stitches, and it's called the woven rib. This stitch looks exactly the same on the front and the back, so it'd be great in a scarf, any kind of thing. And he'll help you to choose a yarn to do that. I can show you, I don't know if you can see, but those are the stitches. This is the one that's reversible, and this is the first one. Then he will serve a delicious lunch because he has a degree in a culinary degree, and he writes cookbooks. And he's writing a new one, and now he told me what it was, and now, I think it's cold canning or cold preserving. So that's a book to look forward to. His cookbooks are great. So he provides us with lunch. They're vegan salads. He usually brings 3 big salads, and we always have plenty. And they're always delicious. They're really, really good. And again, they're vegan. So after lunch, he's going to do his fun thing that he does to help you knit faster. And he has a wonderful picture of a dog with a blindfold on, and you will be wearing a blindfold learning to knit faster. And this is a great thing to learn because a lot of people say, well, I can't knit, I can't watch TV and knit. It's great to learn, to be able to learn just by the feel, but that also he has hints on how to become a faster knitter, and heaven knows we all would like to knit more quickly and get our projects done faster so we can go on to the next.
So there's a morning session.
There's a morning, and so the knitting faster is the beginning of the afternoon, and then he'll jump back into another beautiful cross woven knit stitch. Best done in a heavier yarn, and for some reason I didn't print out the other. We'll get this published, but this is the gist of what he's going to do. It's packed full of lots of information, and the date is going to be April 13th. You can do a morning session is 10:30 to 12:30, and so then there's lunch from 12:30 to 1:15, and the afternoon session is 1:30 to 3:30. So you can sign up for the full day, which I highly recommend because it's a lot of fun, or half a day. You can do either morning or afternoon, and he's inviting you, if you're in the morning or the afternoon, you can come for lunch. So the lunch is at 12:30 again. Call the shop to register, and we'll have that up and ready by Friday sometime, or Saturday. We'll have it up Saturday for people to call to register. Okay? So then, one thing I was remiss in saying to everyone, thank you for participating in our first ever online sale. It was way better than we thought it would be, so we've been kind of overwhelmed with getting things out, and we did have 1 or 2 glitches in inventory, but we've been able to solve that. If you're picking up in the shop, you should get a email when your order is ready to pick up. And the shipping, we've shipped out almost everything. There are a few lagging things that will get shipped out. I know that there were people who had trouble with the discount code. We are sending you the money. So if your order is being shipped, you'll get a check with your order. And if you're picking up in the store, we'll give you cash. So we apologize for that, but again, it was our first time. We can't be perfect. Nobody's perfect. So we want to thank everybody for participating. It was great fun watching the orders come in, and just still a tiny bit frustrating with the discount. And we also didn't realize that the company that we use for our online wanted us to specify the time zone, and we didn't realize it, and they must have used like a time zone in New Brunswick or in halfway across the ocean east of us. So east of us. So what happened, so at a certain hour, people couldn't place their orders.
But we're reimbursed.
But you're being reimbursed. Just a few reminders. We do still have our birthday discount, and it's during the month of your birthday. You get 20% off your yarn, a one-time shot at, so you come in one day. We do not, if you can't get in during the month, we don't extend it. So, but you have 30 days, or in this case, 29 days to come in. So take advantage of that if you'd like. And just a reminder what our store hours are. They are from 1 to 5, Tuesday through Saturday. We have the store closed in the mornings for our classes. We like them to have the peace and quiet. And as it turns out, I think most people have been able to get here between 1 and 5, Tuesday through Saturday. So we think those hours work for us, and it's good for our many students who can have a quiet atmosphere in which to knit.
So shop online.
Or you can shop online, Robin says. I had something came up this week, and a customer wanted to think back on a project, and she wanted to do it from her cast-on row, which cannot be done, or can be done, but with great difficulty. So I can't remember why she wanted to do that. But the issue is with the cast-on, I think this was my cast-on this particular piece. You can't take this out without having to pull the yarn through every single stitch. It's a terrible mess. But what you can do is you can get stitches on the needle, and for whatever reason, suppose you you wanted to add a stripe in here. It was too long, you wanted to reduce it. It wasn't long enough, you wanted to add stitches. So you can take a needle, and I recommend usually getting a smaller needle. These particular needles don't have it, but some of the, I think the Chow-Gu interchangeables has a little tiny, has a hole. There are 2 holes, but there's one that you can stick a thread through, or a very thin yarn, or dental floss, and you can drag it along, and it will give you like a what's the word?
Lifeline.
A lifeline, thank you. But in order to do that, you have to pick up the stitches. So what I do is I'm going to go in and grab the left leg of each stitch. Now this is a garter stitch, but I'm grabbing the knitted side of it. So you just get those on the needle, and you want to go all the way across so that you have, and you can correct any little mistakes that you make once they're all on the needle, but you can see that I'm picking them up. And then I can drag my needle through, and then I could, then what I can do is cut here, cut the yarn, and rip that back, and then I'll have live stitches. I can rip all this out, and I'll have live stitches, and then I can knit going this way. It's not hard to do. It's a little tedious because this is super long, but if that's what I wanted to do, it's way easier than having, you can rip it from your bind off easily, but you can't from the cast on. Some people that I know, there's a woman named Cecilia Campucharo who has written some books and is an amazing knitter. She uses a provisional cast on for all of her knitting, so that, so if you did a provisional cast on, then you'd have live stitches and you could do whatever you want. But she does it because she wants her cast off, her bind off, to be the same on both sides, so that she goes back and puts her stitches back on and then binds off, and so the bind off is identical to her other bind off, which is kind of genius.
That's attention to detail.
If you think, yes, it definitely is attention to detail. So anyway, just remember that trying to take out a cast on is really difficult. So what you need to do is get your stitches on the needle. So we had some exciting new yarns come into the shop, and we're getting more. I think in April, but I might get them sooner because people really want to knit some stuff for summer and spring. Anyway, this isn't as much of a summer thing, although it could be, but we got in the Moondrake Fuwa, which is a brushed, it's 70% brushed cashmere and 30% superwash merino. It's got 350 yards in it, and it's the softest darn thing. Wanted to show you, I've been using it's not this, but I've been using a Surrey alpaca with a fingering. If you use the Fuwa with it, it will give you the same or even more softness. Just, it's an amazing yarn. So we have, this color is oatmeal.
And the gauge would
We
be
have,
a
it's a
sport
fingering
gauge?
weight. It's a fingering weight. This is called Sage. And it's got, no it doesn't, well it's slightly tonal, but not really. This one is Blue Sage, which I really like. This is Sand, really nice beige color. And we have Electric Lilac, guess that's kind of electric. And we have Coral, isn't that yummy? And we have Ash and Electric Berry. So one of the reasons we got it in was Giovanna, who teaches here and works here on the weekend, has done a lot of the Andrea Mowry sweaters. And the most recent one, she did the cardigan, the tessellated cardigan, and she used Fuwa and dyed in the wool and a sport weight. So I put together a few ideas for you. I thought this, and maybe you could use, and well, maybe not that one. I liked, and I think she may have used different colors of dyed in the wool. She might have had scraps around, which is fun because this changes color anyway. So why not just use up all your bits and bobs of it? So we picked out a few that I think would be fun to do. Here's a really beautiful one. If you wanted to stay in like a green zone or teal, this is kind of a teal. And here, would be a beautiful one with it. Again, I'm making a mess. With something like this or something like this. You could just play around. You also have, so this is a black in the Ella Ray, which the black would go with any of these, would be fine as the main color. This one I thought was really a pretty, look at this combination. Wouldn't that be beautiful? But you could throw in, you know, why not throw in another color? So I think this gold, look at this with, and what if you did, you could do the sand, or you could do the coral, or pink. I love pink and gold, but you could just really, or here's another beautiful combination. This is the oatmeal. So you can really play around and have a lot of fun with this. This is my favorite, I have to say. So I'd probably be into something like this or this. But you can have a lot of fun, and it's a great sweater. You've probably seen us. We've shown Giovanna in it, I think, or we'll show it. She's a great model, and of course a fabulous knitter. So come and get some Fuwa. It's beautiful yarn. I have another yarn that we got in. This is brand new to us, and this is a great summer yarn, I think. And this is 20% Catone Pima. It's some kind of Pima cotton, and 80% linen. I think this would make great summer tops, and it's called Soft Lino. It's from Laine du Nord, and we have 4 colors here, all of which I think would be great for summer tops. You could even, I would love this in a stripe, big wide stripes, or look at that for a stripe, or that, or even that. But anyway, I think these colors are great. This is called teal and rose. It's more of a coral to me, but you would see a rose that color, I think. And navy. And who doesn't love navy with white pants in the summer? One of my favorite things. And this is an off-white. So that's a new yarn for us. We're going to get some others. And then we got in some new colors of the Barocco Ariel mohair, silk mohair. And everyone seems to be, this is 65% Super Kid mohair and 35% silk. So it's just amazingly soft and lovely. You can double this, you can knit single, you can knit it with any yarn. You could put it with, particularly if you have a yarn that's a little bit on the sort of scratchy side, a mohair will just soften it up, or like the Fuwa. But some of the gorgeous colors, this Ariel is just, I think the colors are amazing. This one is called Monet. Beautiful, beautiful wine color. Look at this one. This is eggplant. That is a gorgeous purple. And this one is called deep blue. Call that a teal, but look at these three together. If you wanted to make an amazing shawl, put those together, or something like this one is called copper. You know, look at these colors, are just, they're so rich and so beautiful. Some people are making the in our Petite Knit Along, which is still, Petite Knits Knit Along is still going on. People are making the cumulus with the round collar in two skeins held together of mohair. And they're light as a feather, just beautiful, beautiful. This one's called Aqua. And then we have the ivory. And this one I love, this pink. It's called Powder. We have a gym next door to us, or a soccer training, and if you occasionally hear some kind of pounding, it's them kicking soccer balls against our wall. And we've even had yarn come flying off at us. We've asked them not to do it, but occasionally they get a little rambunctious over there. This one's called Denim. And we have emerald and lime. But in addition to that, we restocked the Ariel color, which is the variegated. And I've seen some people doing 2 strands of this together, or putting a strand of another color with it for the cumulus. This one is called Warhol. Beautiful, subtle, gorgeous color in it. And like, look at those two together. Wouldn't that be fun? And another one, I think we're already out of some of them. This is Da Vinci. This is almost like a subtle rainbow. Very pretty. Do you see? Oh, here's the one I would do with that. And then finally, the Degas, which has been very popular. Somebody was doing this with, oh no, I forget, but somebody bought a good quantity of that. Oh, she was doing it with another mohair, a solid color. So a lot of these would, look at this one with it. And the purple, look at that. Wouldn't that be gorgeous? So these are good for lightweight sweaters, awfully nice for the spring weather, which we've been having here in Needham the last couple days. You could even make a loose cardigan or a big shawl that you can wrap around you. And you can wear that all summer if you go out to out in the evening. And I wanted to go over what I'm wearing finally. This is the Anchor sweater. It's in a DK weight. And this is, I think, my 3rd one that I've made. And this was just, I'll stand up so you can see how it's a little bit gradient. And these were random skeins I had in my stash because I collect DK yarns, DK variegated yarns. Don't ask me why, but when I go to yarn festivals, I do those kinds of things. I collect those kinds of yarns because then I find. But we do have some beautiful yarns I love this yarn. This is the Plymouth DK Merino Superwash, and it's this springy, that round construction, so it shows it's good stitch definition. It's superwash, it's springy, it's soft as all get out, and doesn't stretch or anything. So this one is a navy. This one needs to be re-skeined. It's a little messy. This is called Orchid. Light gray, which isn't that pretty? Oh, and can you imagine if you put one of these with it? Gray with white mohairs comes out really beautifully. And here's another one that I would recommend. It's called Lake Blue Heather. So it's very pretty. That would be pretty with any one of these. But on its own, it would be a great anchor sweater and a good one for the springtime. So keep your eye out. We have more new yarns coming in. If you have questions, give us a call. And just a reminder that the Petite Knits Knit Along continues. The last day is over, I guess, to get the discount on the yarn. The knit along is not over, however. And we have some faithful groups that come in Friday from 3 to 5 and Saturday from 3 to 5. You don't have to be knitting on a petite knit to come in and knit with us on those days. So if you find, excuse me, if you find you like to knit with a group of people, come and join us. People are making friends, they're having fun, I hear lots of laughter, and they like seeing what everybody else is doing. So the knit along goes through the end of April, so you have lots of time to finish your projects and get them over to us, the photos, and then we'll pick our winners after that. So I hope you have a great week of knitting. I plan on the sale wiped me out a little bit, so I plan on, I hope, relaxing a little bit somehow in the next couple days. We'll see. Not much knitting going on in my house, I don't think. Anyway, thanks for joining us, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. We love new subscribers, and that helps us. We're trying to reach a goal of 5,000. That's our first goal. And I haven't checked to see where we are right now. I think we're getting close, so subscribe, ask your friends to subscribe, and like us on Facebook. And there was a third thing I was going to say, and I've forgotten. So anyway, have a great week. Bye-bye.